Hey there, banjo friends. Okay, well, before I get started, I just wanted to remind you that if you enjoy this series, or even if you just enjoy this video and you want to see what I'm going to be doing next, then please hit subscribe and the little bell and leave a comment. I love comments. And the other thing is, I do have a tip jar. So if you enjoy a specific video and you just want to thank me for that, then please go ahead. You can hit the tip jar. The tip jar is, there's a link to it behind the cover page, the background cover on my YouTube channel, and I'll also have a link to that in the description for the individual video. And I'd like to thank my good friend Bill Neese, who I haven't unfortunately seen in a couple of years, but he was nice enough to contribute to my tip jar, and so that's very, very much appreciated, Bill. Thank you. Anyway, let's get started. Living on the road, my friend, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems, began to cry when you said goodbye, sank into your dream. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, you know, in the desert down in Mexico. No one heard his dying words, but that's the way it goes. All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so long, out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty can't sing the blues anymore like he used to. The gunsh that Banjo bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Ain't nobody knows. All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so long, out of kindness, I suppose. The poets tell how Pancho fell. Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. Desert's quiet, Cleveland's cold, and so the story ends, we're told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do, but now he's growing old. All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so wrong, out of kindness, I suppose. All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away, out of kindness, I suppose. All right. Well, first of all, I just wanted to mention that I actually messed up the lyrics, and a couple of places, very minorly, but in the all the federale say the second time you do it, I'm supposed to say slip away instead of go so long. And on the last two, I flip-flopped them. I'm supposed to say slip away first and then go so wrong after that. But anyway, you can do it correctly when you learn to play this and sing it. So let's get started here. So the first thing, we're going to talk about the left hand, and the only chords in this song are C, and if you remember, there's your C, and a G. Now they call it a G7. I don't like the way the G7 sounds here, and the truth is because the fifth string, I don't know. They call it a G7. I just like the way the G sounds better. If you like the G7, then you would play it by fingering the first string here at the 3rd fret. But I tend to I play it as a just a regular G. So anyway, so it's C, G or G7, F. If you remember the F, C, and then back to G. So it's living on the road, my friend, is going to keep you free and clean. Now you wear that's your F, your skin like iron, the back to C. Your breath, C goes on breath, so hard as kerosene. Now you know what I tend to break? I break up these things by doing little hammer-ons. So even when I'm on the G, I'll do a hammer-on sometimes here behind the 1st fret on the 2nd string, going from a B to a C there, or I'll do here on the 3rd string. You can even throw in that G7 there. Anyway, so it goes to, you weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. So that goes from F to C to F. And this is where it changes a little here on this last line. Began to cry when you, and then it goes to a D minor. So if you remember, the D minor is like this. Now, I tend to finger it like this, but you could do it this way too. But it's basically the 1st and 2nd strings behind the 3rd fret, and then the 1st finger goes here on the 3rd string behind the 2nd fret. So it's like, or I usually do it that way. But anyway, that's your D minor, and then it goes to F, sank into your, and then it goes to the A minor, if you remember the A minor. So the A minor is basically the same as your C, except that you're also fingering the 3rd string behind the 3rd fret here. And it goes to the 2nd verse, which is Pancho was a bandit boy, and it's exactly the same as the 1st verse. His horse is fast as polished steel. F, he wore his gun outside his pants for. C, all the honest, back to G, world to feel. And goes to F, Pancho met his match, you know. Goes to C, on the desert down in, back to F, Mexico. No one heard his, that's a C, and it goes back to that D minor again. Dying word. But that's the way that goes to F and goes back to A minor. It goes. Now it goes into that little, it's kind of a chorus, but, and it's repeated the way a chorus is with just a couple of minor lyric variations. But it's really the same as the last 2 lines of the verse as far as the chords go. So it's F, all the federales say, to C, they could have had him any day. Back to C, they only let him go so long. Out of kindness, back to F, kindness I, and then it goes to A minor, suppose. Anyway, so then it repeats the next verse, which is the lefty can't sing the blues. And then the final verse, the poets tell how Pancho felt. And in between, you do that chorus. All the federales say, could have had him any day. They only let him go so long. And the second time you do it, you say, they only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. And then you repeat that one. The second to last time you do the chorus. And then the last time you do the chorus, you substitute go so wrong. And you can look these up on Google, and you'll be able to find all the lyrics for this song very easily. And you'll be able to see how those verses and choruses work out. Now I'm just going to talk about my right hand just a little bit. So you can do this just with a straight frailing. Living on the road, my friends, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath is hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one it seems. And to cry when you said goodbye sank into your dream. Now as you get a little bit more advanced and you want to start breaking that up a little bit, you can start adding those little hammer-ons. So you could say, living on the road, my friend, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath is hard as kerosene. So basically on the C, you can pull up and hammer down with your first finger behind the first fret on that second string. So it's... And so you can also do on the fourth string. Like that, and then on the G, you can pretty much do your little hammer-ons on just about any of the strings there. So any of the strings that you would be playing with an A, a C, or an A minor, when you're playing the G, you can do little hammer-ons using those same patterns. So it's living on the road, my friend, it's gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. Now the same thing goes on that F. You can... I'll leave these two the third behind the third fret on the first and the fourth string. I'll leave those, but I'll do little hammer-ons mostly on the second and third string. So it's like sometimes I'll do both at the same time. And then same thing for the A minor. So you're still doing the basic frailing strum, but after that first strike, you're doing a hammer-on to break it up. So now the other thing I do occasionally is I do throw some drop thumb in there. I don't always do it. I'm not necessarily consistent, but sometimes I'll do... So it adds just a little bit more variation and complexity in there. And if you know, if you're not ready for that, or you don't like it, or you don't want to do, you don't have to do the drop thumb. The drop thumb is purely optional. You can stick with the hammer-ons, or you can just play it, as I say, with straight frailing strum. All the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. So for the last time you sing that, I would just do a strum. They only let him go so long. Out of kindness, I suppose. And that's the whole song. So, remember, if you like this video and you want to see more, go ahead and hit subscribe. Send me a comment. Let me know if you have song suggestions, songs you'd like to hear me do. If I can do them, I'd be happy to do it. So, let me know, and you take care, and I'll see you guys next time.